Yeah, so this is the first kind of starting my channel in a revamp way, but welcome to the first episode talking to me. Yeah, but I want to start and kicking this off as I'm kind of consolidating towards the major work around signal over noise, and that's why we actually I'm basically kind of brainstorming some of my closed group discussion kind of thing, more or like a closed community discussion around specifically on ML research in Bangalore, because I saw there are very good folks in Bangalore who are building on top of it, but my major front is how we can make an ecosystem, as like some of the great researchers are come from India in that way. And I maybe thought of, let's, rather than building, let's focus on discussions, because building is now easy, but idea, finding a right idea is very very important, right? So I thought of, let's, maybe I can do a chit chat or something like that, right? So I know, like, again, the whiteboard is blank. If I thought I want to share something, maybe we can track or something, do something with it. But if I will talk about in general, that what I am trying to focus is on, obviously, San Francisco is doing great on that front, how we can utilize it and make it more better on the model layer and all. But when we talk about uh, in general machine learning, right? And I will say in that terms, obviously, because everyone have a different positioning to it, but when we say machine learning, it's a sandbox in a way, right? After exportation of your model, whatever, it's a sandbox, right? And before export of your model, obviously you can retrack your what are the model graphs, or I will say the layers of it, how many layers you added. Suppose we are taking consideration of convolution neural network, that's a first of the AlexNet, ImageNet, in that way, right? How many layers that you added, so you can see, understand how input shape is going, and like how in going in that retract way, right? And obviously we don't know when we say we are giving something and what is getting output, we didn't know, right? This is a function, what is called model, whatever you want to say in that way, right? And the retract part is here. Obviously there's a lot of discussion around how we can make it more better, right? But my major quandary here is how we can make models more better. And obviously people are actually still working on it, how to make it better and all that. But I think so there's one thing that is maybe absent when they're trying to build, is what I called human psychology, right? And I always say in that front, like, can we make it, how we can think as a human, like generally when we say, right? I guess there is an Indian concept, I guess, from Chanakya Niti, right? Anvashiki, that means what to think, how to think, basically, right? And when we say how to think, it means you need to understand about yourself more better. And the part is the whole, I think so, right now we came into that stage that we know what we are building, but what specific thing we need to build so that it will actually have a greater impact for better use in that way, or for greater good, if I will say, right? So obviously there is always an in the amalgamation of, obviously, code or computer science when we talk about with the psychological part of it, right? And the major keen focus is obviously compute. Compute is obviously the new oil as of now, right? Data is not that, but compute is, for India perspective, we have data. It's like other companies are actually using it, and yeah, I think so there's some of the good startups who are actually building on it to make it more farther in that way, right? Now my point is how to make compute more better, and I guess there's a different fragmentation of how to build a whole full stack AI infrastructure, and how VCs invest in that way. Obviously in SF there is obviously a push towards to do experiment with some great, right? I guess there's a recent news came around on the I guess there's someone actually who will try to build DNA compute, or you can say biological compute. And what they are trying to do, you can get because a DNA strand, a single DNA strand, have a lot of information carried along, right? And if you talk about multiple DNAs, they have multiple strands around it, right, to storing information. Now, DNA is a good example how to store an information. Like it can come from our greater grandfather or grandmother DNA and come along in our, and we make more intelligent, and like our offspring become more better, right? Now this is always a take that we can think of how we can make it better. And yeah, maybe I can create some discussions around it, but I thought of, let's, for the starting one, I guess self podcasting is the good way to start off. And I think so majorly, if we can actually work on biocompute, right? And the reason biocompute is not that I think so when someone say biocompute is like a very futuristic, no, it just like it depends, everything is depends on human psychology. And I just say in there this way, if you want to understand biology, you have to understand chemistry. If you understand chemistry, you need to understand physics. And if you want to understand physics, you need to understand maths. This is the loop actually. Overall loop is that only, right? So I think so that can be a good starting point when we try to interact. That's why I bought some my old class 11, class 12 book, kind of a road of kind of thing, to understand more and more how we can do it. But apart from the infra layer, still people are not able to understand how to scale it. And the reason is being there's so many hallucination happen. It can be with Claude also sometimes. It's not like every time Claude giving you, like obviously when we say there will be a good 70-80% percentage of the code generation is really good in that way, but still hallucination is always a thing, and how you can do it. And I always have a strand around it. Can we make it like why we sleep and why dreams came? And dreams, sometimes I think dreams is like a more like a matrix multiplication of the possibilities what we can do maybe next day, but it all like maybe that day only, but we didn't able to do it. So it's like a multiverse but in your brain, something like that. But obviously we can do a lot of conversation around it to make it more better and better, something like that. But yeah, that can be good. But that's a lot. Like I just wanted to start this off to make it more better and better, and how we can do it more better. So thanks for listening. Let's see on the next episode of whatever it is. Like actually I don't know, not going in that direction, but I just wanted to put out videos on the discussing part. And if anyone interested, I will definitely try to invite more good folks where we can do brainstorming around it. But see you soon in the next video. Thank you.